What is going on, guys? Nando Prince 93 here with another quick video. So as you guys know, I've got the iPad Pro as my main computing device, right? And so far, I've been loving it. I've had it for 5 days, I want to say, like fully with the keyboard and with the pencil and with a little bit of mouse support too. So what this video is going to be is just my quick top 5 iPadOS features. So as you guys know, I installed iPadOS Beta 2, and actually as I'm making this video, Beta 3 is out, and I'm going to install it right after this video. But I'm going to show you guys my top 5 favorite iPadOS features so far, and the ones that I've used the most. So just to hop right into it, number 1 is going to be the new home screen, right? So with this widget on the side, this widget like screen, add-on, however you want to call it, I think it was perfectly done, right? It's not a ton of customization, but I like it. So at a glance, I have it always on. You can decide to actually remove it and only pull it in when you move from the left, but I decided to keep it always on because I like the way it looks. So, you know, I got my weather, I got whatever's trending on Google. I always have my battery percentages up just so I know what's going on, and usually when I have my AirPods on, that'll show up. Google Assistant is on because I have my entire house. So I got Google Assistant over here because my entire house is run by the Google Home, so I can control my lights, my temperature. Honestly, that's pretty much it. That's all you really use it for. And then I got a quick calculator here, and as you guys can see, the way to customize it, right, is you just scroll all the way to the bottom, you press edit. So you press edit, and then it shows you, and then it also shows you, if you downloaded new apps, it'll show you guys, here, let me bring it up closer to you. It'll show you which one is new, right? So if it focuses, you see that little green, or the blue dots right there? Those are the new apps that are widget supported, right? I'm not gonna add any, you press done, but on here is where you decide whether you wanna keep it on the home screen forever, essentially, or if you just wanna keep it there or when you can pull over from the left. So that's number 1. So number 2, right, is mouse support. And again, when I first heard about mouse support, I heard it was an accessibility feature. It was, you know, it wasn't made 100% to work like a normal mouse. But so far, I've been loving it, right? So this has helped, especially when I'm editing on LumaFusion. It helps because it gives me another point or another way to interact with the screen. So the mouse support has been great. It works just like you're using a finger. So as you guys can see, it's a little round dot with another dot in the middle, which is kind of the pointer, right? So it's not a traditional clicker, point and click like you've seen on every single computer device ever that supports a mouse. But I like it a lot. So, and you can customize it very, very well too. So if you go to settings, you have the assistive touch on, and you can see, you go to pointing device, you see the nano, so you can customize depending on how many buttons. So like this is a very simple mouse, right? It's got a button on the side, button on top, and scroll wheel, and then the 2 buttons here. So you can customize what you want. So you have button 1, like open menu. If I want to go home, I just press in the center. It takes me right home. So if you get like a crazy Logitech mouse with 10, 15 different buttons and customizations and hotkeys, then yeah, you can customize it how you want, how you please. The only thing that I need to do right now is either get a nicer hyperdrive, like I said before, or get a fully Bluetooth mouse that doesn't require, this little dongle right here. But like I said, $15 mouse, can't really go wrong. And I've had this thing for a while. So you can slide up, like I said, or you can press this little home button. And that's number 2 that I've loved so far. Alright guys, so number 3 on the top iPadOS features so far is just dark mode, right? Dark mode was promised to us. I think it's gonna be a bigger hit on the actual iOS 13, but we still get it here, right? And the way you access that is you just go to the settings. Okay, so you go to the settings, display and brightness, and you have a choice, right? As you can see, everything's dark. You can go back to light if you want. Everything goes back to light. So I prefer dark mode because it's a lot easier on the eyes, and my favorite app so far that uses dark mode has to be the Notes app, guys. Notes with dark mode looks amazing, right? A little note that my fiance left me, because you write in white and the back is black. So I love dark mode so far, and again, it's only on the native iOS apps for now, and I'm sure more and more apps, especially as iPadOS becomes like a full-fledged, it gets out of like the beta and becomes like a full-fledged iPadOS system in the fall. I'm sure more apps will begin to adopt the fact that we'll begin to adopt the whole dark theme along the way. Okay guys, and then now we have number 4 on the list. It's just the new file system, right? I'm still yet to actually use an external drive, but what I've really liked so far with the file system is the fact that I can sign in to all my different cloud storage accounts. So I'm signed into my Google Drive, my iCloud Drive, and also my OneDrive, my Microsoft OneDrive, so I have access to everything, whether it's from a personal standpoint or a work standpoint. All I had to do was sign in with my different drives, right? I haven't signed in with Google yet. So all I have to do to sign in, right, is you just authenticate it. I have my OneDrive all signed in and authenticated, and I have access to all of my work files right here, so I don't need to get a third-party app, which I do. So I mean, I do have the OneDrive app installed, but I just use the file system because it's a lot easier. You can transfer it much easier, and I just like how fluid it is, and it's been working well. There was a little bit of a glitch. Again, I can't fault the beta version yet, but there was a little bit of an issue actually authenticating it. It kept sending me to like a blank screen, and then for some reason it decided to work. But once I was able to authenticate and sign in, I haven't had any hiccups with it. So that's just so you guys know. I know people say it's risky to put the beta on your main device, but I wouldn't have gotten this iPad if it wasn't for iPadOS. I wouldn't have spent the money I spent on this thing because I didn't want just a bigger iPhone, you know, or I didn't want a big iPod Touch. And then number 5, guys, again, this has probably been spoken about in a lot of videos. It's just a new multitasking system, right? So again, I'm a Chrome user. I don't use Safari. Why I don't use Safari, I don't really know. I just got stuck with Chrome. All my bookmarks and passwords are in Chrome. So I'm having trouble leaving Chrome just to be able to use Safari and have like 2 Safari windows open, because Chrome still does not allow it. I mean, even if I try right now, you hold this down, yeah, you can't drag it over, right? So this just shows the multitasking, right? This is normal, this multitasking. This was in iOS 12 or the iPadOS 12. But what I like now is that you can bring this up, and let's say you have, you know, Google here, you're watching a video, but then you also need to send an email, right? So if you guys have an iPhone 10 or later, you'll understand how this new multitasking system works. So all you do is you pull up from the screen, kind of bring it in the middle here, and then it pops up this other window. And what you can do is you can create multiple instances, and it works, the multitasking works identical to an iPhone 10 or higher, where you have this little bar at the bottom. You kind of just pull it from there. So if you have multiple ones, they'll kind of just all line up there, right? So if I pull up another one, let's say I want to, you know, change something on my Google Home, boom, there's another instance of it right there, right? And you can kind of just pull up and switch back to Mail, and same thing with these. And if you want to just delete them, just swipe up. So guys, these are my top 5 iPadOS features. I'm gonna have a top 5 iOS or iPadOS apps video coming out soon as well. So these are just the things that I've kind of played with over the last 5 days. And like I said, guys, if there was no iPadOS, then I do not think I would have made the investment on an iPad Pro, because it was, you know, there was a lot of limitations. But now with the new, you know, the new home screen, like I said, the mouse support, which is a lot better and very underrated. It's a lot better than expected. And then also, you know, the file system. The file system it should have been here since day one, especially if you're spending, I mean, the retail price for this thing is $1,000. So if you're spending $1,000 and you can't even access files or unzip files, then there's a problem. So, I mean, I'm finally glad that they brought it out. And again, there's a bunch of other little features, like in the App Store, there's a new way to update everything. You have a little arcade section. Everything is kind of broken up differently. But these are my top 5 features that I love, and it's kind of that I've been using every single day since getting it. So that's gonna do for this video. If you guys have any questions or any features that you guys enjoyed or something that you want me to dive more in depth into, put it in the comments below. And don't forget, you know, every comment, every like, every view helps the algorithm out, and I really appreciate your time. So until next one, guys, peace.